Hey, what's up, everybody? Another episode of Ohio State football with Scarlet and Great here on YouTube. Excited to be back with you guys. I'm repping the Shaniac hat, or I should go like this. Normally, I go by the Boise Buckeye or the Game Time Guru, which, as you can see on this side right here, is the name of my podcast. But repping the Shaniac hat, do not ask me or do how I got that nickname. It may or may not have had to do with something with a conversation I had with a referee while I was coaching basketball. But it was a nickname given to me by a fellow coach of mine. You know, we're trying to get our platform up to 6,000 subscribers before kickoff. We're starting up camps this month, and we're really excited about it. A lot of good stuff coming, and we're going to be trying to continue to give you the free Buckeye content that you guys want. We want to engage with you guys. As you know, like, we're just three normal dudes here on the platform, just trying to talk Buckeye football with you guys and get to know everybody here who's tuning in. You know what I mean? So we'd love to chat with you guys. I feel like we're pretty down to earth. So help us get there. Hit that subscribe button. Now, if you guys are excited about, we got Corey back on the show this week. Like, Corey was back on the show. I know he was, on a bit of a sabbatical as we were waiting for some of his equipment to get in so he could record. But it was exciting to see Corey's face. So now you've gotten a taste of Johnny, myself, and Corey. And I feel like we're back in action, full throttle as we get ready for the season, and we're really excited about it. But I wish I had better news to share. So today I'm going to go over the recruiting miss that we had, as well as the recruiting gain that we had. I feel like I always am the bearer of bad news, and then some of you guys get frustrated with it because it's not the biggest deal in the world. But I still think it's important for us to see that we got another miss in the recruiting sphere today. As Dylan Stewart, five-star edge, goes to South Carolina. He decides to commit to South Carolina Gamecocks. I mean, they're building something over there. That's awesome. They are building something over there. I'm happy for that program and the culture that they're building over there. But it is a big miss for the Buckeyes defense. Now, listen, we'll talk about it in just a second. We're going to go on to the next one. We have the brand. We know what we can do. But it's just painful when we're seeing some serious talent on the defensive side of the floor, or sorry, the floor of the field, starting to swing to different schools. We need that defense to win championships. Our offense is already there. We already know that. And we're just a few missing pieces away on the defensive side of the field to winning a championship. I mean, obviously we're there. We're competing for Big Ten championships. We were competing in the college football playoff. We're going to continue to do so. But we have to have the defensive superstars to get there. So I feel like it's a big miss for us again. And it's not the biggest deal in the world. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh my gosh, it's not a funeral, in the words of Dustin Poirier. We're not here at a funeral. Congrats to Dylan Stewart in South Carolina, but we did miss him. We had him. I felt like we had a shot at him, and we missed him. So it's a big miss for Ryan Day and Larry Johnson, quite honestly. And I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. I've talked about it before on the show. Like, we did land Aaron Scott, huge win for us this week. So we can't just focus on the negatives. I don't plan on doing that. And I'll show you in the video another win for us. But man, Larry Johnson, Ryan Day, Jim Knowles, like, come on, guys. Hopefully we can get some future depth going here. But again, all is not lost here with Dylan going over to South Carolina. It's just bothersome to me. And here's why. It's my ego that gets into the game here a little bit. South Carolina, the SEC has like 4 tiers. I mean, you got your top teams such as the Alabama, Georgias. Then you got the second tier, which is your great teams that are competing as well, like the LSUs. Now, you've got a third and fourth tier, and I feel like South Carolina is on that third tier right now. They're on the up and up. They're starting to build. They're kind of like Tennessee. They're starting to build up, on that sphere. And then you got your bottom feeders as well. But when we're Ohio State football, right, we can't win them all. We're not going to win every recruiting battle. The kids have to play somewhere, and there's only X amount of spots, and that's fine. Okay. But we shouldn't be losing out to third tier SEC programs in recruiting, in my opinion. That's what bothers me. We are the top team in the Big Ten, regardless of what anybody wants to say. And yes, we are a top recruiting program in the country. I think we have the top 2. We finished, top 2. And we have the most 5-star recruits coming out of the class of 2024. And we're bringing in all these guys. The last show I did, I talked about some of these guys that you see here. But Dylan Stewart was one of them, and now he swings over. But we still had a lot of prospects going our way, right? So there's some positive things. Most 5-star recruits, top of the recruiting class, but I just don't want to be losing out to third-tier SEC programs. That's the problem. And it's just more so creating the culture and creating the consistency right now that's going to build for the future. Obviously, it's not going to impact us this season. That doesn't have an impact on the season, but we need this to change moving forward. We should not be losing out to third-tier SEC programs. But the good news coming out of the day, first, I want to let you guys know, I love comments in here. If you guys have thoughts, it's not that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. Whatever you guys think, let us know in the comments. I would love to chat with you guys. I like getting in there and seeing what you guys have to say. Again, we're just three dudes chatting Buckeye football with the rest of y'all on the platform. We want to hear what you guys have to say. But here's the other, positive spin on this week. Nigel Glover out of Northwestern, who hit the transfer portal after Pat Fitzgerald had his departure out of Northwestern with the hazing fiasco going on over there. And Nigel comes out of Northwestern, and everybody's sitting here thinking, well, first off, who cares? It's Northwestern. But if you guys remember, he was a 4-star coming out of Clayton, Ohio. In class of 2023, he was a stud, like coming out of Ohio. He's not terrible, right? So he does have some skill. He's eligible to play immediately. I wouldn't expect him to be playing immediately. We have a lot of depth at that position right now. We're pretty much taking care of it, the linebacker position, and I'm grateful for that. But the cool thing about Nigel coming out and signing and committing to Ohio State now is that we have leadership to develop him, and that's going to help with the depth of that in the future. And that's what I was talking about before with Dylan Stewart too. Like, we just got to be able to build the future of the program. And that's the crazy thing about college football. You got to be a great coach, but you got to be a great recruiter. You got to do both, right? This is not the NFL. You have scouts that go and do that, but you've got to be a great recruiter. You've got to build that culture and that brand, and you've got to be able to market yourself, because you're always looking, obviously, to win championships this year, but then you got to look for the future at the same time. And I just feel like we need to continue to do that. But with Nigel coming over, we got some future depth at the linebacker position, and he's got great leadership to help him build before he gets there. So that's going to be huge. And I love having Aaron Scott and Bryce coming over. Like, we've got some great future, Buckeye defenders coming over here. So like I said, Dylan Stewart going to South Carolina, big miss with the 5-star, but listen, guys, we've got some amazing wins, much more than we have losses, but I am here to report the information to you guys. That's the whole point of this platform. We still got to report it. I do feel like it's a huge blow to our recruiting, because it does show, like, if you look at Aaron Scott, he said, they're looking at which players are signing. When they're swayed that way a little bit, they want to play with top tier athletes. And so when they see some people going over, you never know how that's going to sway, a young man in his decision-making. But like they say, on to the next, right? We'll go out and we'll continue to build. We'll continue to go and get the 5-star, 4-star prospects coming over here, because there are guys that want to play. And honestly, that's the type of guys we want in our program. We want guys who want to play for the Buckeyes. We want guys who want to come here, be part of the brand, be part of the culture, and build something special. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Again, hit that subscribe button. We'll be coming to you next time with some more content throughout the week as we get ready for camp. I'm sure we'll have more camp updates for you guys. And we want to just chat with you guys. God bless, and go Bucks.